I'm going to show you how to apply false lashes that's on the strip. So by strip lashes, I mean the ones that come on a band like this. It's just like all on one lash band, not the individual one by ones that you put on that have like one hair or like a cluster of like 3 or 4 hairs together. So I'll show you how to apply these. So before we get started, I wanted to tell you about the different types of lashes that are out there, which is kind of important, especially to somebody who's just learning how to apply lashes. So you want to first determine what style you're looking for. They have different shapes, sizes, lengths, all kind of different natural looking ones, more dramatic. So figure out which ones that you prefer. From there, you need to get lashes that are easier to adhere to the eye. They do have some lashes that are easier to apply than others. This pair that I just showed you, it's like usually they come in like a blue or a black case. Usually about $1 to $2 at the local like Oriental beauty supply store. Sally's, you're usually safe with any pair of lashes from Sally's. They all are easy to adhere. By easy to adhere to the eye, I mean the band, you're able to bend it, mold it to fit to the curve of your eye. Some lashes you put on, the band is so thick and tough, it's a little bit hard to bend to the curve of your eye, so it makes it harder to stick on the eye. So you want to avoid that, you know, when you're starting off learning to put on strip lashes. They do have some lashes that I ordered from eBay that usually come in like a long case or pack that have like 10 pair on there. Now you guys, those, I'll let you know, those are so difficult to apply. They're really thick and tough, and it's hard to tell which part is for the left eye and which part is for the right eye. Which brings me to the next thing. You need to determine when you're gonna put on false lashes, which lash goes for this eye and which lash goes for that eye. Now, usually if you have a pack like this, you know, if you're holding it like this one will go for this eye, this one for the other one. But they do have some where it's not as easy to determine what's for the left, what's for the right. So the way you would figure that out is the shortest part of the lash goes on the inner part of the eye, and it usually gets progressively longer towards the end, or it's longer towards the end. So if you put on a lash and it's longer towards the inner part and shorter here, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, that's going to be for the other eye because it's just not going to look right. It's not going to lay right. So that's how you'll figure it out. So to get started, we are going to take it off of whatever case it comes in. So usually it's like a little bit of a sticky film or something that's on the lashes to keep it in the case. So the way you want to take it out, you want to be very careful doing this. You want to get really close, get your finger really close to the band line and sort of pull it down, being real careful not to warp or tear any hairs out of the lash. So that's how I take it off, just like that. Really tight and close to the band, and then kind of slide it down. Some people, one thing you want to avoid is grabbing the end and like tearing it off or pulling it off. If you do that, sometimes you lose some hairs out of, some hairs out of your band, or you'll warp the lash, or you'll just mess your lashes up. So you want to be real careful taking it off the band. The glue that you use is next. I use Duo lash adhesive, but you can use whatever glue that you like to use. But this is a good one, especially for beginners. It's safe for the eye, and it's easy for the lashes to come off at the end of the night. I don't recommend ever sleeping in lashes. I know some people do. It depends what type of glue you have. Some glue is really strong and it smells like really strong, and it stays for days or weeks. But using something like this at the end of the night, you can just wash your face and the lashes will come off, or you can just take the lashes off carefully, put them back, and, you know, depending on the quality of your lashes, you could reuse them a few more times. Hey, I switched the look up on you real quick. So I'll go right into showing you how I actually apply the lashes. So I showed you the glue. So what you want to do is you want to take the glue and get one little drop. What I do is I squirt one little drop on the actual eyelash case or whatever it comes in. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute to get a little thick and tacky so it can actually stick to your lash band. If you don't allow it that time, it will just slide right off. So since we've pulled the lashes off of the lash case, what you want to do is measure the lash to your eye. A lot of times when the lashes come straight out of the package, when you put it on your eye, it's a little bit too long. So what you want to do is hold the lash up, and on the longest end, never on the shortest end that goes on the inner eye, but on the longest end that hangs off of this edge, you want to grab a small little pair of scissors and clip off from the longest end. And then you just want to measure it again just to make sure, you know, it's the right size and it fits and there's no leftover lash hanging off the edge. So that's how you'll do that. So my lashes are already cut. My glue has been sitting for about 30-45 seconds or so. So the way I apply it is I get a pair of tweezers and I use the end part of the tweezers to get a little bit of glue on the edge of the tweezers. I take my eyelash, and lashes only need a tiny bit of glue. So I go right into just putting a little bit on my lash band. Just a little bit. That's all it needs. Now, I do know some people that take the actual glue and squirt it onto the lash band like that. When I do it that way, I tend to get a little bit too much of the glue on the band and I mess my lash up. So that's why I do it this way. But whatever you're more comfortable with, I will go ahead and do it that way. So I take my tweezers, I hold the lash with my tweezers, and I just sit it on there. I do know some people that take the lash and use their finger to sit it on. At work, that's the way we do it, but at home and with my clients, it's easier for me to use tweezers. So I'll go right into showing you how I apply it. So I look down, and right where your real lashes grow out of, there's a little space really close to your lash line, and I just use my tweezers to sit it right in there. Oops. Just like that. So once I have the lash positioned on there, right, I take my tweezers and I squeeze in along the band so that I know that my lash is secure. So I look down and really close, I squeeze it in so that I know that my lashes and the false lashes are kind of meshed tightly together. Just like that. So from there, once you have it on, you need to kind of not really play with it, but manipulate it to make sure it's, you know, it's laying right. Because sometimes you might put it on and one part is up too high, this part is up too high or too low. So you can just go ahead and kind of like fix the lash, just play with it a little bit to make sure it's laying the way you want it to lay. So that's about it. Now, if it's easier for you, you can use your fingers to, you know, smush the lash in if you didn't want to use tweezers. I know some people are scared to have tweezers that close to their eye. It's easier for me. So I'll get it in there real tight, squeeze it in like that, and look down to make sure it's right, and that's it. So I'll go ahead and do the other eye. The same thing. Take the band, apply a little bit of glue, very little glue. I'll show you. That's it. And I'll go right into setting it on there. Look down. Make sure it's positioned where you want it. And then if it's positioned right, you can just go ahead and pinch it in so that you know it's tight and secure. Now, when you first apply it, like initially put it on, you might see like a little gray or whatever, like the residue from the glue. But that's okay because the glue does dry clear or it dries dark. And especially if you wear like black liner, like what I'm wearing now, it's totally okay because you won't really see it. But that's it for applying false lashes. I hope it was easy enough. If you have any other concerns or something that I didn't cover, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more from me. It's completely free and the videos will pop right up when you go into your YouTube app if you subscribe. And click the like button if you like the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.